Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. My name is Lunadia and I'll be your yoga teacher for the next half hour or so. Today we are doing power. I'm sure many of you are familiar with power yoga. We're going to be focusing a lot on strength, really challenging ourselves a little bit here and there, generating some heat through the body, and of course enjoying ourselves. That's all I have to say. Let's get started. So as usual, we're going to start just becoming centered first. So having our hands next to the body. And we just bring ourselves into the space, into the present moment, becoming comfortable where we are. And seeing that we're standing, it may be helpful to just sway back and forth on the feet to get a feel of your space, to get a feel of your stability. You can also then move side to side. Just to be aware of your body and space. Bring the awareness inward, just relaxing through the body, making sure the jaw is unclenched, the shoulders are relaxed, the neck is as relaxed as it can be, coming down through the torso, releasing through the butt cheeks, down through the legs, relaxed, and into the feet. And then we come to focus on the breath, feeling the breath as it moves through. Not forcing or changing anything. And now we can start to take deeper breaths. Really expanding through the belly as we inhale. And as we exhale, we pull the belly back in towards the spine, pushing out all the air. So we do that so that each time we take an inhale, our air is fresh and new. We exhale to try to expel as much of the waste as possible, so that every time we take a new in-breath, we are intaking as much as the oxygen as we can. So taking deep breaths. If you've got your eyes closed, you can open them. If you're familiar with your Ujjayi breath, you can start with that. We're going to start off by swinging our arms, but I want us to do it with control. So coming back and forth. So the first time going back, and then the second time coming back around. So in this movement, we want to be controlled. So when we swing our arms up, we can do that. But then as we come up and we want to turn, we don't want to just be doing it uncontrolled. We want to get as much of a range as possible, as much of a range of motion as possible. So just breathing, taking deep breaths. All right, and then let's end with our arms up in the air. Grab onto the right wrist with the left hand. Let's inhale, grow tall. Exhale, lean over to the left side. Get a nice stretch through the right side of the body. And let's inhale, come back up, bend the arm. Let's grab the left hand and pull the elbow backwards. Maybe you can even push the arm with the head a little bit. Breathing. And then let's do the other side. So now we grab the left arm with the right hand, leaning over to the right. Breathing. And we inhale, come up, bend the arm, pull on that elbow. Breathe. Make sure you're still sitting up tall, so make sure there's no arch in the back. And let's bring the arms, give ourselves a big hug. Pay attention to which hand is underneath at the moment. And let's open up the arms, cactus arms, open up the chest, breathe. And then we bring the other arm underneath. Bring the head down towards the chest. All right. Now, if you're not already at the back of your mat, let's come to the back of our mats. Inhale, let's bring the arms up. Exhale, come down into our forward fold. Let's just start off by loosening through the backs of the legs first. So, walking the feet, bending through one leg at a time, taking some nice deep breaths. Imagine the breath helping you loosen the body, helping you loosen the backs of those legs. All right, let's bring the hands behind us. Inhale, come up halfway, and then we exhale, fold, and we bring the arms over. Now you can choose either your feet are together here or they're hip width apart. Let's see if we can come up onto our tippy toes here. Let's just challenge our balance a little bit. Breathe. Relax the head if you can. Find a spot to focus on. That'll help you with your balance. Focus on the breath. Breathe. Stretch through those shoulders. Come up, 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 up onto the tippy toes. And then let's release. Bring the arms down. Let's walk the hands forward. Hello. And we come into a plank. And the bum comes up. And let's walk the hands back. Let's inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, and we walk down again. Hold that plank. Feel the strength in the core, in the arms, and the shoulders. Strengthen through those legs. And then already let's come up again. See, maybe your legs have loosened a little bit. Maybe you can go a bit deeper into your forward fold. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, coming forward into our plank. Breathe here. Find that strength. And then the bum comes up and we walk the hands back towards the feet. One last time. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, we walk the hands down. This time we hold for longer. So just breathe. She's not enjoying me being in her face. Thanks. All right, let's hold it, breathe. Really push out of those shoulders. Right, and we're going to come down through a chaturanga and push ourselves up. So inhale, exhale, come down, inhale, up. Again, inhale, exhale, come down and up. And then exhale, come down and allow yourself to come all the way down to the ground. Straighten out the arms, lift up the legs. Allow the head to look down. And let's just lift up both the arms and the legs, breathe. Breathe here. And then let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, place them down, and then push ourselves into a child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. So just a quick child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Let's come back forward. Arms come out, legs come up. Breathe. And then the hands come back underneath the shoulders. Place them down, place the feet down. And we stretch back into a child's pose. Quick one. Generating just a little bit of heat in the body. And then again, we come forward. This time, let's come onto our elbows so that we can tuck the toes. Let's come into a low plank. Make sure you've got your hands on the mat. So same thing here, pushing out of the shoulders, breathe, and exhale. Let's bring up the hips, walk the feet in a step or two. So now we come into our dolphin pose. If you feel you're capable, you can walk the feet here. If you feel you're fine, you can keep the feet still. Breathe. Push that chest towards the knees. Taking deep breaths. If you're familiar with your forearm stand, you can come into that. All right, now we're gonna push up into our downward dog. So if you can, you're gonna push both elbows up at the same time, or you can do one at a time. Let's walk the feet back a step. If you're not sure, just come into a quick plank to make sure that the feet are in the right position. Inhale, let's bring up the right foot. Exhale, bring it in between the hands. Inhale, let's come up. Breathing. And then let's bend this bottom leg. So we bend the leg, making sure that the knee doesn't touch the ground. Breathing. Bring the left arm forward, right arm back. Try to look back towards that right arm. Try to see if you can come into a reverse warrior here. Breathe. And then come back into our normal lunge. And then we straighten the back leg. Open up into our warrior two. Breathe here. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, puff out the chest. Exhale, let's come forward into our peaceful warrior. Allow ourselves to feel what's going on in the legs and in the shoulders. And then let's inhale, come up. Come back into your warrior two. And then we're going to heel to the feet just a little bit closer to one another so that we can come into a goddess pose. So your right leg might be a bit tired. Let's try to see if we can challenge ourselves. Bring the hands to the heart. Let's inhale, grow tall, come into your pistol grip. Taking deep breaths. And then let's lean into this right leg, straighten through the left leg, come into our lizard pose. Breathing. And then we're going to come around, frame the foot, and we're going to come back to where we started in our downward dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, let's lift up the left leg. Exhale, we bring it into the chest. Step the foot in between the hands. Inhale, coming up into our high lunge. And then we bend. Breathe. Let's bring the right hand in front, left hand behind us. Try to see if you can look back towards the left hand. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let's bring the arms back up. And then we straighten the leg behind us, come into our warrior two. And then let's interlace the fingers behind us. Open up through the chest, so draw the hands down. Inhale. Exhale, let's come down into our peaceful warrior. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let's inhale, come up again, and then straighten the leg. Bring the legs just a bit closer. And then, sorry that I'm facing my back to you now, but let's come down into our goddess pose. Breathing. Bring the hands to our hearts, and then up. Pistol grip. Breathe. Feel what the body is doing, and then we lean over into this left leg to come into our lizard pose. Remember, if your heel doesn't touch the ground, that's totally fine. You can have the hands on the floor supporting you. Even if your heel does touch the ground, you can have the hands on the floor supporting you. If you feel you want a block or a book to put under your foot, you can do that as well. And then we come around, frame the foot, and then we come back into our downward dog. Breathing. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let's come back into our dolphin. Take a step inward. Push the chest towards the thighs. Breathe. If you would like to come into your forearm stand, you can. Let's push up into our downward dog. Step the feet back. Inhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands. Exhale, let's try to gently bring the bum onto the floor. So you can step, walk, or jump. Up to you. And let's bring our legs up immediately. Coming up into our boat pose. If this is already a bit too challenging for you, you can have the hands behind you. Breathe. See if you can straighten the legs. And if you want more of a challenge, straightening the arms above the head. And then let's release, come down onto our backs. Let's hug in the left knee and then bring the right knee up directly above the hip, and we're going to cross the left knee over the right. If you can, then you can interlace at the ankle as well. If you can't, then you can just cross the legs. We bring the right arm underneath, left arm on top. Inhale, bring the knee and elbow away from each other. Exhale, let's come up. Inhale away. Exhale, let's come up. Inhale away. Exhale 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 up. Two more. Inhale away. Exhale up. And inhale away. Exhale up. Release the arms. Bring them above the head. See if you can straighten the legs. And bring them down slightly. And then hug the knees in. Well done. We are going to do the other side. So while we're hugging in the right leg, the left knee comes right above the hip so that we can cross the legs. Cross at the ankles if you can. Now we have the left arm underneath, right arm on top. And we do it again. So bring them away from each other. Exhale up. Inhale away. Exhale up. Inhale away. Exhale up. Inhale away. Exhale up. Inhale away. exhale up, inhale away, exhale up, inhale away, exhale up, and we do it again, up, 2 more, inhale away, exhale up, inhale away, exhale up. Straighten out the arms, untangle the legs, straighten, and now we're going to bring them all the way down to the floor slowly. And just give yourself a rest. Breathe. Grab onto those knees, and we're going to rock ourselves forward and try to jump into our downward dog. So let's rock back and forth, and then jump or step into our downward dog. Immediately, let's bring this right knee into the chest. I know your abs are tired, and let's step the foot in between the hands. Let's release the back knee, release the back foot. Inhale, come up. Get a nice stretch through the hip flexor here. Breathing. And you'll find that maybe you'll even feel the stretch coming into the abdominals. And then let's release the hands down. So the left hand comes down. Let's inhale, bring the right arm over and bend through the knee. Reach for that back foot. If you can't reach the back foot, you'll grab your strap or your block, your strap or your belt or something, or a towel, and wrap it around the foot, and you'll grab and hold onto that strap or the belt or the towel. Getting a nice stretch here through the quad. Breathe. And let's release the foot, heel toe, the right foot away, and let's come into our actual lizard pose. I got it wrong the first time or earlier. If you feel comfortable, you can come down onto your elbows. Breathing, getting a nice stretch through the hip. You can come down onto the outside edge of the foot and release the knee outward. Also getting a bit of a deeper stretch into the hip flexor in the front. And then tuck the back toes, lift up the back leg. Let's come back into our downward dog, and immediately bring this left foot in between, or the left knee into the chest, and then the foot comes in between. Let's release the knee. Inhale, arms come up, getting a nice stretch into the hip flexor and into the abdominals. Breathe. And then we release the hands down, place the right hand down, and we bend through the leg, cartwheel the arm, find that back leg. And let's breathe. Let's release, heel toe the foot out so that we have the left foot on the outside of the left hand. And now we come into our lizard pose. As with the other side, if you feel comfortable, you can come down onto your elbows. You can also, if you would like, turn the foot onto its side, open up through that knee. Breathing. And let's come up if you're on your elbows. Bring the foot onto its sole. Tuck the back toes, lift up the back leg. And we come back into our downward dog. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, let's come down through our chaturanga and come up into our cobra or into our up dog. Push out of those shoulders. Let's look towards the left foot. Look towards the right. Look up. And exhale, push back into a child's pose. Breathing. Really stretch the fingers forward as much as you can. Bring the soles of the hands together. I think you usually use soles or feet. Palms of the hands together. And let's bring the hands behind the head. Hopefully we're feeling a stretch through the triceps here and through the shoulders. If you're not feeling it through your triceps and your shoulders, then you can place your 2 blocks or your 2 books or your 2 pillows underneath the elbows. Breathing. And let's straighten the arms. Roll the spine, come up. Bring the feet to one side. And let's come to seated. Let's bring up the bum flesh. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, folding forward. Remember, we fold forward with a flat back. We fold from the hips. We don't round the back to fold. So we come down with as straight a back as possible. And when we reach this point, we relax the head. When we reach our stopping point, we relax the head. Breathing. Getting a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. And let's inhale, roll the spine, coming up. Let's come forward a bit on the mat and come down onto our backs. Straightening out the legs. Let's come onto the elbows behind us, palms facing upward, and then place the hands underneath the butt cheeks. And into our fish pose, point the legs, puff out through the chest and relax the head back. Breathe. So this is a bit of a counter pose for our forward fold. Taking deep breaths. And then let's straighten the arms and relax into our Shavasana. If your back still feels a bit tender, you're not so comfortable coming down onto a flat back, then we can come onto the soles of the feet, bring the feet out towards the edge of the mat, toes pointing inward, and the knees are resting on one another. This should feel a bit better. Otherwise, you're always welcome to also go into your butterfly variation, having the soles of the feet together, knees coming out. Or we can do the normal, legs straightened, feet flopping out. Bring the shoulders away from the ears, palms facing upward. Lift up the head, bring the chin in a little bit, and drop the head. And then this time we just allow ourselves to wind down completely, relax, We can do a quick scan through the body, making sure every single part of the body is completely relaxed. Sinking down into the floor, surrendering to gravity. While we're here, with our bodies relaxed, we come to relax the mind, and we do so by focusing on the present moment. And in this present moment, all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. So taking the time to just turn your attention to your breath. Feel the air as it comes in and as it comes out of the nostrils. Feel as the belly rises and falls with each breath. And if the mind wanders, it's totally okay. Simply acknowledging that the mind has wandered and gently bringing it back. If you're waking up with me now, starting to wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes, drop the feet side to side, drop the head side to side. Whenever we feel ready, let's bring up the knees if they aren't already up, and turn over onto one side. Push ourselves up. Come to our seated position. Take some time just to come back. Bring the hands to the sides. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. And we do it again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the hands come down to your heart. And our last time, big breath. Exhale, hands coming down to your heart. Take some time to reflect back on an intention that you may have set, and to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you found it a bit challenging. If you didn't, let me know. We can do something a bit more challenging. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and remember to subscribe and ring that little bell, because you know we've got a new video every week, right? So if you aren't subscribed, you're really missing out. Just saying. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh yeah, and leave me a comment. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Sorry that we took your space. We'll put it back. Okay, I'm filming now, so I'll see you later. Bye.